Cold Days by Griffin Rose on AO3. Episode 50. Chapter 13. Let's see how far we've come. Cleaning up barely took any time after that, and they shut off the lights and went up to Todoroki's room. He passed over an old t-shirt for Izuku to change into, and they climbed under the covers. Hearing another person breathing was a comforting sound to keep sleep to, and Izuku drifted off far sooner than he expected to. In the morning, the second he saw Tenya, he wrapped him in a bear hug. "You're a good friend, Tenya Ida. Best friend!" Good morning, Izuku. What? Todoroki stepped beside them. He came downstairs last night, and appreciated us looking out for him. Tenya relaxed his arms, finally returning the hug. I see. I don't know why you're so surprised that we care for you. It wasn't that he was surprised, it was just... He naturally went above and beyond for people to make them happy or ease their burdens, but never expected people to go out of their way for him in return. So while, logically, he knew they cared about him, seeing definitive proof was a little overwhelming. Is it hug time? Uraraka asked, breaking off into a yawn as she approached. I want hugs. Laughing, Izuku and Tenya opened their arms and to welcome her, and Izuku dragged Todoroki in before he could escape too. Asui and Koda were there, naturally roping into the group hug, and it only ended when too many feet, too close together, lost their balance and sent them all toppling over into a dog pile. Izuku went with Dr. Natsumori on Thursday. Todoroki tagged along to get the feel for the office. Shouta made a point of introducing him to the doctor, and the doctor spent a few minutes talking with him, not once delving into possible sore spots. Afterwards, Todoroki agreed to one appointment with him, just to get a basic evaluation for his case. Because it was for an emancipation case, Dr. Noayasa scheduled him as soon as he could the following Monday, as his typical office hours. I don't want to inconvenience you, Todoroki protested when he noticed the time. Nomayasa saved the appointment time. I'd rather stay late on one night and help you feel safe again. This is why I do what I do. Todoroki opened his mouth to protest more, but Shouta put a hand on his head to stop him. Thank you. We appreciate it. You're welcome. So that Monday, Izuku went Todoroki to his appointment, working on some homework in the waiting room until Todoroki emerged. How'd it go? Todoroki hummed, not exactly positive or negative, and didn't offer any other response. Izuku let it be, and they walked silently back to the dorms. By the time Todoroki sent in his petition for emancipation a few days later, everyone in class knew what he was doing. He didn't even try and hide the paperwork, filing them out at the dinner table or sprawled over the couch with them. This, of course, raised questions with their classmates. You should respect our fellow classmates' privacy, Tenya enforced, shooing them away. I don't care if they know, Todoroki refuted. I wouldn't be filing this stuff out here if I did. Endeavor's an abusive asshole, and if I don't have to deal with him, I don't want to. It didn't really explain anything, but the extra thing Izuku knew was his Protect Todoroki Club had gained 18 more members by the end of the night. He submitted the paperwork a few days later. All that was left now was for a judge to review it. In a week or two, he'd be called in to defend it. If the judge accepted, then an officer would be sent to Endeavor to procure his signature, and Todoroki would be free. If the judge didn't accept, well, Izuku knew 24 people willing to take legal matters into their own hands. They had a party the night Todoroki sent in the paperwork. Satu made a cake and everything. Todoroki didn't stop smiling the whole night, and, in turn, neither could Izuku. He never seen Todoroki so happy and relaxed, and he hoped his friends could be like this more often from now on. The next Sunday, Izuku met Shouta outside of the dorms at 7:30 in the morning. Only a few other students were up training or eating breakfast. Most were content to sleep in. Morning, Izuku greeted. He wore nice slacks and a slightly wrinkled blazer with his sneakers. Shouta still wore his uniform, but he shaved and his uniform was freshly laundered. He grunted a reply, and they turned towards the gates. Their first stop was a coffee shop. Shouta included in some pumpkin spice latte with extra shots, and Izuku had hot chocolate. They each ordered some bagel and then they sat quietly at a table. Izuku had learned that when asking Shouta to be awake early, it was better not to try and have conversation right away. Besides, it would have only been idle chatter, so he didn't mind staying quiet with his dad and enjoying the peace. There was no rush, so they didn't leave the shop until after 9. The florist was open by then, and Izuku purchased a small bouquet of wild flowers. They always been Inko's favorites. It wasn't a long trip to the cemetery, or even to Inko's headstone. They had to clean up some dirt and moss growing over the front, and then Izuku laid the flowers down. "Hi, Mom." Today wasn't the anniversary. In 8 years, he'd only managed to visit on the anniversary twice. Life was unforgiving on that aspect, and Izuku had school presentations that day, or Shouta Patrol ran long on the night before, or, like this year, there was just so much going on that they couldn't get away when they wanted to. The date didn't particularly matter. As long as Izuku could come around this time of year with Shouta, he was happy. He reeled his mother with everything that had happened that year, apologizing for scaring her so much with all the life-threatening injuries. "Oh sure, you apologized to her," Shouta murmured, rolling his eyes. "I'm not the only one who ended up in the hospital," Izuku retorted. "We're even." "Definitely not, but we won't get into it." Izuku stuck his tongue out at him. "Oh, guess what, Mom? Our family grew this year. I have a brother and a sister now." He described Hitoshi and Eri to her, and how happy he was around them. He talked for a few hours, which was pretty normal for him. Saying goodbye was always hard, and this year was no different, and including the same number of tears. Shouta paid his respect, and they continued the tradition by going to one of their favorite hole-in-the-wall restaurants for a late lunch. Visiting his mother always settled something in Izuku. True, it reopened the old wounds and dumped a bowl of salt in it, made him mentally rant about the unfairness of losing her so early, and cursed out Hisashi for taking her from him. But he always left more grounded than he was gone. His mother was gone. Hisashi was in jail, and Izuku lived happily with Shouta now. It was a physical, if mombre, remember, that whatever he feared from back then was no longer a threat. He didn't need to fear those demons. Not that there were anything other to fear, and plenty had happened this year to fuel his nightmares, but the anxiety that had crawled under his skin for the last month had quailed. Outside the dorms, he hugged Shouta tightly. "Thank you. For going with Izuku, for adopting him, for raising him, for everything." "Always, kid." Shouta ruffled his hair. One more squeeze, and then Izuku let go and went back inside. More than one head turned at his entrance, and Shouta whistled. "Dang, Midoriya! Where'd you go dressed like that?" He blushed and pulled at his cuffs. "Just visiting my mom. I like looking nice for her, you know." The mood died. All thoughts of teasing eased with his words. He escaped up to his room. Only a few minutes later, after he changed into a hoodie and track pants, Todoroki knocked on his door. "Midoriya." "Coming." Izuku opened the door and found not just Todoroki, but Tenya, Uraraka, Tsuyu, and Koda in the hall as well. Hi?" "Hi." Uraraka jumped, and hanging off Todoroki's shoulder. "We were thinking we should do a movie night, just the 6 of us. We can order some pizza and everything." "I've still got my old man's credit card. Might as well use it." Todoroki added. "It would be good for all of us to unwind." Tenya threw in. Sue put a finger to her cheek. "It's been a while since we did anything besides studying." Izuku grinned. He'd been ready to agree as soon as Uraraka suggested it. They were putting in more effort to convince him than they needed. "That sounds amazing. Can we invite Hitoshi?" "Of course," Uraraka said, and Koda gave a thumbs up next to her. Heart fluttering with warmth, Izuku gladly joined his friends for a movie night. He missed his mother, and he always would. Wished his father had been different, and that he'd never killed her. But he also recognized how different his life would be if things had played out differently. And for as much pain as that night caused him, he couldn't say he was upset with his current life. He had a father who loved him unconditionally, an uncle who'd do anything for him, a sassy, insomniac brother, and the world's cutest little sister, and friends who'd have his back no matter what, just like he'd have theirs. Midoriya, are you crying? Todoroki asked. We haven't even picked a movie yet. Laughing, Izuku shook his head and wiped his eyes over his sleeves. One of the empty girl rooms had been turned into a private media room, and his friends had claimed it for the night. They were currently in the middle of setting everything up and ordering the pizza. Leave it to Izuku to get all sappy and emotional in the downtime. Sorry, he said. I'm just really happy you're my friends. I love you guys. Uraraka tackled him. Aw, we love you too. You are my best friend, Tenya said. I don't know where I'd be without you. The feeling is mutual, Tsuyu stated. Everyone get over here, Uraraka demanded. Group hug. With a small laugh, Izuku soon found himself in the middle of a big group hug. It was, in a word, perfect. Okay, alright. So, notes, yes, Shouta wins Emancipation when Endeavor finds out he gets overly violent, and his next few takedowns that spark publicity outrage, and he ruins his own hero standing. Shouta spends breaks with Fuyumi in her new apartment. I do not plan on writing more for this universe, but if you have specific questions, I'll try to answer them. Thank you all for supporting this fic so much. You're all wonderful. I love you. This is part of a series, but the next part isn't necessarily like an actual continuation. It's just what if Izuku had spent more time as a cat by himself, right? Instead of like being found by Aizawa so quickly, instead of, going back to being a human and stuff. So, I don't think I'm gonna podfic that one, at least not anytime soon. There is some works inspired by this. A Day in the Life of the Vigilante, Bright Green, Welcome to the Jungle, and You Can't See the Puzzle if you're one of the pieces. Pieces. I did not pronounce that correctly. But I am so glad. This was such a cool one to do. I'm definitely leaving kudos. I leave kudos on all the podfics I fic. What? All the podfics I fic? All the podfics I podfic. Can I spell? I mean, read? Speak? Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, so this was super cute. I really enjoyed this. I love so much of this, Izuku kind of, situation. I always love Izuku, fics and stuff like that. So I was having such a great time looking at this. I think the next ones that might possibly be, something that I do is Take My Hand, I'll Lead You Into Death, is one that I might do. So far it seems like it doesn't have any ships. It's a genfic, so it's predominantly a genfic. Eraserhead is a ship. Let's see, I'm trying to see. And that seems to be the only one, but I see that it's also in the female and female category, female and male category, and male category. So there just might be some ships here that don't really make a big appearance and stuff like that. That is one that I might do. Another one that I might do, what's another big one, is The Fire in Our Eyes. What is that one? Oh, that's a Todo Shindeku. I might do that one. Oh, I don't think that one's finished yet. Hold up, let me check. Yeah, no, that one's not finished yet, so that's out of the running. I'm sorry, guys. Only finished ones are in the running. Why is that one kind of... Oh, I know why. Hold up, is this why? Yeah, that's why. Okay. I was like, why are those, like, separated? Why did I separate those? Izuku Eats His Problems might be another one. It's a genfic, and it has Shindeku in it, and Eraserhead. It's a genfic, though. But I think I'm going to do, specifically I'm going to do Take My Hand, I'll Lead You Into Death. Graphic depictions of violence. I don't see any major character death in the tags. Force villain Izuku Midoriya. Ooh! Parental, protective death. Hug, swears, feelings, good. Done, mess. Shinso, Class 1A. Second year. Baku Squad, protective, asshole, brainwashing, implied/reference brainwashing, torture, psychological torture, kidnapping, angst, hurt comfort, not beta red, implied/reference sexual assault, panic attacks, minor kaminari denki /Shinso Itoshi. Oh, but it's a Shindeku. Hold up. X's? Question mark? Oh, no, it's not a Shindeku. Sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. My bad. I mixed up some. There's a rumor that haunts Japan. There's a rumor of a figure clad in black who kills without mercy, without sympathy. There's a rumor that smelled of blood and carnage and bitter fear. There's a rumor that the Grim Reaper has come to Japan. Assassin Midoriya Izuku AU. Trigger warning and spoilers and tags. Maybe. I'm not sure. By the way, this is unedited and there are plenty of mistakes. I am slowly going through all of them, so please be patient and thank you for reading. This fic was uploaded, oh, it finished a year ago. About to be 2 years ago, so, hopefully. Hello friends, welcome to a new fic. I hope you enjoy this journey with me. I'm not sure of yet what the trigger warnings I will need, so I'll probably add them as the story progresses, as well as more tags. I also do not know how often I'll be uploading this, but I'll be trying frequently. Anyways, without a further ado, let's begin the story. Yep, I'm so excited to be able to do that one. That one's the next one that's coming up. I'm excited. I'm really excited. Like, I don't think you understand how excited I am to do this one. I am really excited. Hold up. Adoptions. Did I put that one? I didn't put that one here. What? I didn't? I could have sworn I did. Okay, fine. Whatever. I'll just put it. I just put it myself. But this fic was super nice, and this other one, I think it's also, what's it called? A situation where Izuku gets saved by Eraser Mike, I believe. Izuku Midoriya is a nerd, bad feelings. Parental Aizawa Shouta, protective Aizawa Shouta, married, good teacher, tired. I don't know, maybe. Who knows? We'll see. Okay, as always, I think it's roughly also the same. I think this one's a bit shorter though. As always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.